King Pi, the great Nubian pharaoh who conquered and ruled Egypt 744 and 714 BC. Paya, a Kushite king who conquered Egypt between 744 and 714 BC, is credited with founding the 25th dynasty. He ruled from Napata, a city in modern-day Sudan's Nubia region. Paya was Kashta and Pabachma's son. He had 3 or 4 wives, according to accounts. His heir, Taharka's mother, was Abar. Notable wives include Tabiri, Peksater, and perhaps Kensa. Paya, who was king of Nubia and Upper Egypt, took advantage of the fact that Egypt's other rulers were fighting with each other to expand Nubia's power beyond Thebes and into Lower Egypt. In response to this, Tenakht of Sais put together a group of Delta region kings and tried to get Paya's supposed ally, King Nimlot of Hermopolis, to join his side. Tefnakht then sent his coalition army south and besieged Heracleopolis, where the king, Peftiawawibast, and the Nubian commanders asked Pi for help. In his 20th year as king, when this problem came up, Pi quickly put together an army to invade Middle and Lower Egypt. He also went to Thebes in time for the big Apet festival, which shows that he had already taken control of Upper Egypt. His military achievements are recorded on the Victory Stela located at Gebel Barkal, which includes the following. Hear what I have done in exceeding the ancestors. I am the king, the representation of God, the living image of Atum, who issued from the womb marked as ruler, who is feared by those greater than he, whose father knew and whose mother perceived even in the egg that he would be ruler, the good God, beloved of the gods, the son of Re, who acts with his 2 arms, Pai, beloved of Amun. Pi considered his campaign as a holy war and commanded his warriors to prepare themselves prior to engaging in battle. He personally made offerings to the mighty god Amun. Pi then marched north and won a decisive victory at Heracleopolis, including the conquest of Hermopolis and Memphis, as well as the submission of the monarchs of the Nile Delta, such as Luput II of Leontopolis, Osorkon IV of Tanis, and his erstwhile ally Nimlot at Heracleopolis. Hermopolis surrendered to the Nubian king following a 5-month battle. Tefnakht took refuge on an island in the delta and admitted defeat in writing to the Nubian monarch, but he refused to pay personal tribute to the Cushitic ruler. Paya, pleased with his victory, sailed south to Thebes and then went to his native Nubia, never to return to Egypt. Despite Paya's decisive victory into the delta, his authority was limited to the western desert oases and Heracleopolis, where Peftiawawibast ruled as a Nubian vassal king. Without Pi watching over them, the local kings of Lower Egypt, especially Tefnakht, were pretty much free to do what they wanted. In his second regnal year, Shebitku, Paya's successor, corrected this unsatisfactory situation by attacking Sais and defeating Tefnakht's successor Bakenranef there. The year 24, Akhet Day, 10 date mentioned in the smaller Dakhla Stela, Ashmolean Museum number 1894, from the Sutek Temple of Mut El Karab in the Dakhla Oasis, was long thought to be Paya's highest known date. Nevertheless, reliefs from the Great Temple at Gebel Barkal show Paya enjoying the Heb-Sed festival. Such festivities were usually held in the 30th year of a king's reign. It is uncertain whether the reliefs depicted historical events or were made in advance for the celebration. If the latter, then Pi may have passed away prior to his 30th regnal year. Based on the year 8 donation stela of a king often regarded as Pi's rival, Shepsesre Tefnakht, Kenneth Kitchen has proposed that Pi ruled for 31 years. The tomb of Pi was placed adjacent to the largest pyramid in the cemetery, in El Kuru, near Jebel Barkal, in what is now northern Sudan. The burial chamber is an open trench cut into the bedrock and covered by a corbelled brick roof. A 19-step staircase that opens to the east leads to the chamber. His body was placed on a bed that rested in the center of the chamber on a stone bench whose 4 corners had been carved out to accommodate the bed's legs, so that the bed platform rested directly on the bench. His 4 favorite horses were buried at the border of the cemetery, the first pharaoh to get such an interment in over 500 years. This location would also house the tombs of some subsequent dynasty members. The Stele of Pi was published in 1872 by Auguste Mariette, following its discovery in Jebel Barkal. It has a front, a back, and two thick sides that are all covered in text. In 1876, Emmanuel de Rouge published a comprehensive word-by-word French translation.